क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर डिटर्मिनेशन। अब पहले सॉलिड स्टेट, सॉलिड्स की क्या खास बात है? इन फिजिक्स वी इनकाउंटर सॉलिड्स, लिक्विड एंड क्रिस्टल। क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर डिटर्मिनेशन। अब पहले सॉलिड स्टेट, सॉलिड्स की क्या खास बात है? इन फिजिक्स वी इनकाउंटर सॉलिड्स, लिक्विड एंड गैसेस। गुड, सॉलिड्स, लिक्विड्स एंड गैसेस। प्लाज्मा भी पढ़ते हैं और हम बोस-आइंस्टीन कंडेंसेट भी पढ़ते हैं, BEC। सुपर कंडक्टिंग स्टेट आल्सो वी हैव स्टडीड। Solids, gases and liquids put together are called fluids. And where do we study them? Mechanics. Fluids का subject matter क्या है? Mechanics है और thermodynamics है। Fluids, because gases occupy maximum volume and fluids do not have any shape. कुछ भी हो सकता है, their shape is indefinite, whatever the container, wherever it is kept. But solids is what? What is the beauty of solids? That they are well organized. Their arrangement of atoms in the solids is could be organized. They are having definite volume, definite shape, definite volume and definite shape. So solids are also two categories: amorphous solids and crystalline solids. Amorphous solids are those solids whose internal structure cannot be generated by replicating something. Amorphous is opposite to the crystalline. Whatever is crystalline, opposite to that is amorphous. Amorphous means not well ordered arrangement of atoms or molecules. Not well ordered arrangement. Ordered arrangement of atoms is crystalline. Crystalline solids made up of crystals. Amorphous means random growth. Arrangement of atoms, arrangement of molecules is not following a particular fashion. Ordered बहुत ब्रॉडर लिख दो, ऑर्डर्ड अरेंजमेंट पार्टिकल्स। ऑर्डर तो पढ़ेंगे किसको? जो ऑर्डर्ड है कि जो अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड है? ऑर्डर्ड है। तो हम नॉर्मली व्हाट डू वी स्टडी? क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स। वी डू नॉट स्टडी अमॉर्फस सॉलिड्स बिकॉज स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स कैन बी रेप्लिकेटेड बाय रिपीट ऑफ some pattern. It is organized in a particular order, then we can repeat that pattern and the whole solids can be generated. That repeating thing, that smallest element which by repeat of which the whole crystal structure can be generated, that is called unit cell. What is that called? Unit cell. So first of all, what kind of things we are studying? Only crystallized solids we are studying. Unit cell. So like 1 gram mole if I would have taken, then how many atoms are there or how many molecules are there? 10 raised to power 23. Large number of molecules are there. Large number of atoms are there. Large number. So we will call all these particles, we will call points. All those points we will call points. Particles we will call points, and how these points are fit into something, that region in thermodynamics we call phase space. So we organize these things into different kind of unit cells. Unit cell is that basic building block. The very same way logic gate was basic building block of digital electronic circuits. Unit cell is basic building block of any crystalline solid. Crystalline solid is also called lattice. So whole lattice can be replicated by play of what? Unit cell. Unit cell. So unit cell definitely three-dimensional. We could have considered three-dimensional. So X, Y, Z or A, B, C. So all atoms are arranged in a planes. What are they? They are arranged into format of well-organized system. They are organized. Atoms or molecules can be assumed to be what? Spherical in shape. They are spherical. They are all atoms or molecules are spherical in shape. And by writing down the internal structure of unit cell, So basic concept here becomes in crystalline solids. Unit cell. Unit cell, by replicating the unit cell, the whole structure of the solid can be generated. So हम unit cell ऐसा बनाएंगे आपको, definitely ऐसा कोई unit cell होगा. So one could be this, and definitely they will be organized by, हम बना देते हैं पहले यूनिट सेल को हम लिखेंगे बाय वेक्टर, ट्रांसलेशन वेक्टर हम बनाएंगे इसको. यहाँ पर एक्स एक्सिस है, ये वाई एक्सिस है, ये जेड एक्सिस है. An arrangement of atoms are there in the planes. Best way is that organized they are in the planes. So represent a plane. I will take a lattice T. Translation vector we will make. इसमें A बताया, इसमें B बताया, इसमें C बताया. यूनिट वेक्टर्स A, B, C are called unit vectors. I will represent, this is translation vector is representation, three-dimensional representation. Three-dimensional representation. So इसको हम ऐसे लिख सकते हैं L A plus M B plus M C. L M N R the intercepts on X Y Z axis. L M N R the intercepts on X Y Z axis. Element are the intercepts on X, Y, Z axis. तो अरेंजमेंट ऑफ एटम कैसा होगा? एक पूरा प्लेन में होगा. दे विल ऑलवेज बी इन प्लेन. इज द ट्रांसलेशन वेक्टर. L A plus M B plus N C. A B C are the unit planes. Dimensions, the dimensions unit vectors alone. X, Y, Z axis respectively. So there are different kind of crystal systems. Different kind of crystal systems. Different crystal systems. 7 तरीके के डिफरेंट क्रिस्टल सिस्टम्स हैं. ए बी सी आर क्लियर. व्हाट आर द ए बी सी? डायमेंशंस ऑफ यूनिट सेल. ए बी सी आर डायमेंशंस ऑफ यूनिट सेल. आप समझ लीजिए. ए बी सी आर द डायमेंशंस ऑफ यूनिट सेल. ऐसे समझ लीजिए. ए बी सी आर द डायमेंशंस ऑफ यूनिट सेल. And alpha, beta, gamma are the angles made by that particular plane. Whatever the plane I am going to define, wherever the arrangement of atoms are there, that plane may be defined by some indices. I will be defining that LMN or HKL, whatever may we define. That to represent a plane, we have to define direction cosines. What are direction cosines? जैसे यही है, whatever you have studied in the coordinate geometry, same are direction cosines. If the axis of x, unit vector along this is A, unit vector along y is B, unit vector along this is C. अगर कोई पॉइंट है यहाँ पर, एनी पॉइंट, पॉइंट P whose coordinate could be x, y, z in very general. How they can be written in terms of direction? What are direction cosines? Direction cosines means this. पहले बात देखिए. This is z, this is y, and this coordinate could have been x. ये x है. This is y, this is your z, और this distance is r. This distance is r. So whatever angle it is making from z axis, that is gamma. Whatever angle is made from this axis, it is beta, and whatever angle of that will be made from, an angle is measured in one particular sense only. आप किसी भी तरीके से मेजर कीजिए. यहाँ पर अगर हम एंटी क्लॉकवाइज ले लें ऐसा, this is gamma, and then this would have been your alpha. Alpha is the angle made from that particular axis from this. This is alpha, this is beta, this is gamma. I have considered all of them in the positive sense. They are direction cosines. Good. So alpha is the angle made from axis of x from the plane. This may be a plane. That is this. ठीक है. So देखो r cos alpha will be x. R cos alpha will be x. This distance is r. R cos alpha will be x. Cos alpha is your x by r. Cos बीटा क्या हो गया बताओ? R cos बीटा ये r है. This r cos बीटा is what? y. Cos बीटा is y by r. Cos gamma देखो it is r cos gamma. This is r cos gamma is z. तो it is z by r. एकदम सही है. cos स्क्वायर अल्फा प्लस cos स्क्वायर बीटा प्लस cos स्क्वायर गामा इज व्हाट 1. ये कोई प्लेन है. दिस में भी एनी अरेंजमेंट ऑफ एटम्स. गुड. which is defined by very general. I am just bringing the concept of direction cosines into the being. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is what 1. ये सब क्यों बताया मैंने? इसलिए बताया कि हमारे पास 3 पैरामीटर्स हैं. क्या क्या पैरामीटर्स है? ए बी सी डायमेंशंस ऑफ यूनिट सेल. डायमेंशंस ऑफ यूनिट सेल. यूनिट सेल में replicating unit cell I can generate different thing. Maybe 2a along one direction, x direction, 3b along that direction, whatever the because arrangement of atoms in a planes. I can define those planes in terms of lattice LA plus MB plus NC. A, B, C are along x, y, z axes. I would have defined those planes. A, B, C and alpha, beta, gamma. 6 parameters are there of any cell can be defined in terms of 6 parameters A, B, C and alpha, beta, gamma. On the basis of these values of A, B, C and alpha, beta, gamma, there are 7 different crystal structures. How many different crystal structures? 7 different crystal structure. वही है same concept of direction cosine I have borrowed. Cos alpha is x by r, cos beta is y by r. Derive करके दिखा दिया आपको मैंने. जैसे ये this is r, this is z, then ये क्या हो जाएगा r, this is r cos gamma would have been z, so z हो गया. और एकदम करेक्ट है. x स्क्वायर प्लस y स्क्वायर प्लस z स्क्वायर बाई r स्क्वायर इज 0 0 0. So I am doing all these things to define a plane. This plane I will define. Now इसके लिए define करने के लिए Miller has done lot of work. This plane which I am here, this is the Cartesian coordinate geometry which I am using. This plane I will be defining by Miller indices. This plane will be defined by Miller indices and I am going to connect with these things. So before that, prior to that, ये मैंने इसलिए कनेक्ट किया है कि आप मेड इट व्हाट इज ए बी सी एंड अल्फा बीटा गामा. सबसे पहला जो क्रिस्टल सिस्टम है जो मुझे ध्यान है, बाकी मुझे कोई याद भी नहीं है, मैं देख रहा था कहीं लिखा हुआ है क्या, क्यूबिक क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर, क्योंकि हम सबसे ज़्यादा फैमिलियर इसी से हैं. क्यूबिक क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर. क्यूबिक क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर में जो यूनिट सेल होता है, यूनिट सेल, सबसे पहले हम क्या लिखते हैं किसी भी चीज़ में? यूनिट सेल. यूनिट सेल में A इज इक्वल टू B इज इक्वल टू C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is 90. Always they may not be there, but if it is a cubic crystal structure, then A is equal to B is equal to C. All the 3 unit cells are same. अलग अलग के लिए अलग अलग है. रोम्बो, टेट्राहेड्रन, angles are different. 2 angles may be same, third may be different. A may not be equal to B, may not be equal to C. Different kind of things are there. On the basis of these parameters, we have defined a different kind of groups, crystal structures. 7 different crystal structures are there. According to me, it is irrelevant. हर किताब के पहले पेज में लिखा होता है कौन सा crystal structure है. Cubic crystal structure में essentially that A is equal to B is equal to C. And alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90. If that is how, then how do we find out the distance between 2 planes? याद है आपको, अगर इक्वेशन ऑफ प्लेन है r डॉट n इज इक्वल टू d, r डॉट n इज इक्वल टू d, दैट इज इक्वेशन ऑफ प्लेन. हाउ डू वी फाइंड आउट द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू प्लेन्स? यही सेम लॉजिक यहाँ पर भी हम निकालेंगे, डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू प्लेन्स, डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू प्लेन्स। अगर हम 0 0 0 से एक प्लेन कहते हैं, एक प्लेन कहते हैं, हम 0 0 0 पर एक प्लेन बना हुआ है, और कोई भी प्लेन जिसका डायरेक्शन कोसाइन HKL से डिफाइन कर रहे हैं, मिलर इंडाइसेस बाय HKL, then the distance between two planes is simply a upon root h square plus k square plus l square, where HKL are the direction cosines of that particular plane. Direction cosines के डायरेक्शन रेशियोज कैसे निकालते हैं? How they are to be obtained, I am just going to tell you. That is called Miller indices. To define a plane, because arrangement of atoms in a solid in well organized format, arrangement of atoms in a solid are well organized, they are written into the format of planes and all those things. जैसे मैंने कोई plane define करने की कोशिश करी थी by point x y z, I would have easily written the equation of that plane. डिस्टेंस लिख देता है यहाँ पर r dot n would have been equal to d. यहाँ पर कोई प्लेन बनाना होता अगर इस जगह पर मुझे यहाँ कोई प्लेन बनाना होता, how I would have written the equation of plane from this? I do not teach mathematics. एनालिटिक ज्योमेट्री नहीं पढ़ाता, नहीं आता, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, नथिंग। मुझे तो सिंपल अभी ब्रैग लॉ पढ़ाना है, पढ़ा के चला जा रहा हूँ। व्हाट इज ब्रैग लॉ? मुझे भी प्लेन पर बच्चे को पढ़ाने के लिए पढ़ के आना पड़ेगा, मुझे भी देखना पड़ेगा कि प्लेन की इक्वेशन कैसी होती है, दो प्लेन का। मेरे लिए फार्मूला है डी इज इक्वल टू ए अपॉन रूट एच स्क्वायर प्लस के स्क्वायर प्लस एल स्क्वायर। ए इज द डायमेंशंस ऑफ यूनिट सेल, क्यूबिक क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर में A इज इक्वल टू B इज इक्वल टू C, HKL आर द डायरेक्शन को मिलर इंडाइसेस। एनी प्लेन इज रिप्रेजेंटेड, all of them are coordinate geometry. Any plane is represented by its Miller indices. Any plane is represented by its Miller indices. So Miller indices क्या है? For example, अगर मैंने कह दी किसी प्लेन की a plane as a plane has Miller indices HKL. How the Miller indices are written? कुछ नहीं है. Simply in order to get the Miller indices, what are intercepts on x y z axis? देखिए ये A था आपका, ये B था और ये आपका C था. A एक्सिस में कितना इंटरसेप्ट है आपका? आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक ए प्लेन. अभी उसके इंटर मिलर इंडाइसेस बता देंगे. समझ लीजिए A में आपका 3 intercepts are there on A, 3 intercepts on A, 2 intercepts on Y, and there are 4 intercepts on Z. कितना intercepts है? 3, 2, 4. This is the plane. This is the plane. This is the plane. Good. So ये हम कैसे लिखेंगे? How I am going to write? How this plane is represented in crystallography or in solid state physics? This plane which is having 3 intercepts along this axis. अगर अब इसका T लिखते T वेक्टर लिखते इसका T, then would have been 3A 2B plus 4C. अभी जो T दिखाया था मैंने, इसका T हो गया 3A plus 2B plus 4C. करेक्ट? T ट्रांसलेशन वेक्टर. But if I have to represent this plane, they are typically represented by what? Miller indices. How Miller indices I am going to write? So take the intercepts on x, y, z axis. Reciprocal 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. Correct? Multiply by common ratio. मल्टीप्लाई बाय देयर एलसीएम. एलसीएम कितना है इनका? 12, 12. 12 से मल्टीप्लाई किया 6, सॉरी 4, 6, 3. दे आर द मिलर इंडाइसेस. इस प्लेन की ये जो प्लेन है इसको हम क्या लिखेंगे? इज अ 4, 6, 3 प्लेन. समझ में आ गया? इट इज 4, 6, 3 plane. That is the notation of this, which I would have written in terms of T vector as 3A plus 2B plus 4C. This vector would have been 3a plus 4b plus 4c. In terms of Miller indices, Miller is a proper noun who has done lot of work here in crystallography. That is written by code 6-3. तो अगर मुझे इंटरसेप्ट निकालना था इसका रेसिप्रोकल करना पड़ेगा. इसका रेसिप्रोकल कर दिया. 1/3, 1/6, 1/4 multiplied by common. I will get 3/2. That is how a plane is represented. That is how a plane is represented. Good. अब ये प्लेन है HKL. सो हम इसको क्या कह रहे हैं? व्हाट इज दिस प्लेन इज HKL. This plane is HKL. And this is A, this is B, this is C. If they are cubic crystal structure, then A is equal to B is equal to C. If otherwise, in any other system, it will be A, B, C. I want to get the distance of this plane from any other plane. कोई दूसरा प्लेन है यहाँ पर और there is a plane HKL. there is a this plane HKL. समझ रहे? इसी को मैंने कहीं ट्रांसलेट कर दिया. अभी जो है ऐसा इस पूरे को this is a plane. Try to understand. I keep it here and from 0, 0, 0 I want to take its distance. Distance of this plane. इसको मैंने ट्रांसलेट किया किसी जगह पे. I am measuring with respect to this reference level. हमने ये ओरिजिन आपको रखा. ये प्लेन HKL है, समझ लो. अब मैंने इसको प्लेन बना दिया. जो भी है ये, जैसा अगर आप ऐसा बना जैसा बना दिया, इसके पैरेलल यहां रख दिया दूसरा प्लेन, इसके जैसा यहां रख दिया. व्हाट इज द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन दिस दैट इज कॉल्ड इंटरप्लेनार स्पेसिंग. ऑल एटम्स आर अरेंज्ड इनटू दीज प्लेन्स. Planes are defined by either translation this or by the Miller indices. All planes means arrangement of atoms. That is defined by Miller indices. Good. Atoms are arranged in different planes. HKL, other value of HKL. So I have to always find out what is the distance between different planes. Good. Atoms are well organized in the order of planes. Correct? One plane. So how to find out the distance between two planes? So I say one plane is taken as a reference. One plane is taken as a reference and the distance is taken from the other. So आपको दोनों के बीच का निकालना है. अगर क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर होता then D must have been simple A √h स्क्वायर प्लस k स्क्वायर प्लस एल स्क्वायर. कल मैं सोच के बताऊंगा कैसे दो प्लेन के बीच का डिस्टेंस निकालते हैं. हाउ एग्जैक्टली सेम फार्मूला हैज बीन यूज्ड हियर. सो हम उसको पैरेलल प्लेन यहाँ पर लिख देंगे. इफ आई वांट टू गेट एट द पॉइंट O, आई विल कीप दैट प्लेन परपेंडिकुलर, ड्रॉ द परपेंडिकुलर. बेसिकली इट विल बी डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देयर नॉर्मल्स. ओनली दैट विल बी डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देयर नॉर्मल्स. और नॉर्मल की डिस्टेंस डाल देंगे तो दोनों के प्लेन का r डॉट n इज इक्वल टू d. सो d विल बिकम द नॉर्मल डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन. So that is how D is obtained. Interplanar spacing has to be found out. अभी मैं फार्मूला लिखे दे रहा हूँ for cubic crystal structure, which is we often we use. Distance for interplanar distance. Distance of a plane is obtained in terms of having this √h square plus k square plus l square. So I am just going to demonstrate. This is to be experimentally also obtained. This experimental determination of this is done by Bragg's law. Bragg's law for determination of interplanar spacing. To illustrate that thing I am just giving. This is one plane. This is one plane. This is one plane defined by one particular set of Miller indices. This is another plane. This is another plane. This is another plane. Distance between these two planes is this. This is the distance between these two planes. Distance between these two planes. दो कैसे निकालेंगे? So देखिए भैया here in the solids this D is typically of the order of angstroms. What units? Angstroms. 1 angstrom, less than 1 angstrom, that kind of order it is. It is not the order of 4000 angstroms to 78 and not that thing. It is not a visible light. It is that arrangement of atoms in the solids follow a well defined pattern. This may be one layer defined by one set of direction cosine, this may be other layer defined by other set of direction cosine. I have to get the distance between these two planes. This order is of the order of 1 angstrom, less than 1 angstrom. So when this order is less than 1 angstrom, so if I have to find out this distance, we are employing the diffraction properties, and for diffraction whatever the waves are to be diffracted, this basically this all the arrangement acts as a grating, some kind of grating. ये है, यहाँ एक एटम है, यहाँ पर भी एक एटम है, लेयर है, पूरी लेयर है, ये पूरी लेयर है, दिस वाज वन एटम. So this space is acting as a grating. Arrangement of atoms is acts as a grating. Grating means what? It acts as an obstacle. Acts as an obstacle. So whenever any wave will be falling on it, that wave will be bent. That wave will be bent or scattered from these arrangements. So that bending of the wave will be called scattering. They will be scattered or they will be diffracted. For diffraction to occur, the waves which will be implying that wave should have the dimensions of this thing, whatever the interplanar spacing. So for that purpose we are zeroing out on X-rays. X-rays are having the same wavelength as the order of arrangement of the atoms. Good. So we are sending here X-rays. So देखिए here atoms are there, these planes have been drawn, but they will act as a diffraction grating. They will be causing those atoms to bend. So देखो ये ऐसे X-ray आई, X-ray, and you know we have done the quantum mechanics. This is the direction of ki vector, incidence vector ki. ये देखो ऐसे चला जाता, ऐसे ये सीधा जाता, ऐसे ही जाता ना. अगर कुछ नहीं होता तो ऐसे सीधे चला जाता, this would be undeviated. But here whatever the atom is here, what does it cause? It causes its bending. Bending. ये bend कर दिया यहाँ से, ये लो. That is how it has been bent. सीधे ऐसे चला जाता, ऐसे जाने की जगह क्या हो गया? ऐसे चला गया, ऐसे चला गया. That is how we are doing this. So हमको इस प्लेन से एंगल जो मेजर कर रहे हैं, whatever the angle I am measuring from the plane, otherwise पूरा डायरेक्शन से ये this is the whole angle. This is the whole angle by which it has been deviated. That is the angle of deviation. But ये एंगल हम कह रहे हैं, this angle and this angle, ये थीटा है. This is ki, this is kf. This is ki, this is kf. This is ki, this is kf. This angle is theta. This angle will also be theta. इसको हमने दोनों एंगल, both the angles will be same. Both these angles will be same. आप इसको देख सकते हैं, जैसे हमने आपको प्रूव किया था मैकेनिक्स में. Both the angles will be same. This theta is called angle of diffraction. नीचे से भी आया देखो, As a similar thing will be there here also. Here also it will be same. ऐसे सीधे चला जाता, but it is bent. This theta is the characteristic of these atoms. This theta. Bent by an angle theta. ये सब theta angle है. This is the. This is the bending from the upper layer of the. This arrangement acts as a grating. Width of the grating is interplanar spacing of the arrangement of the atoms. Why we have zeroed on the X-rays? X-ray क्यों लगाया मैंने? These are X-rays. Because the dimension is same. Path difference I have calculated. This angle is theta. This angle is 90 minus theta. This angle is also theta. This is theta. This angle is also theta. So from the upper layer and the lower layer, what is the path difference? Yeah, perpendicular I have drawn. This is d sin theta. This is also d sin theta. So path difference from upper layer and lower layer is simply 2d sin theta. Try to understand, we never measure theta. What do we measure? We measure this angle. We measure this angle. Angle between Ki and Kf. Angle between Ki and Kf is being measured. Angle between Ki and Kf is being measured. So how are they connected? 2 theta plus pi is 180 degrees. Theta becomes 180 degrees minus pi by 2. In the formula, what is the path difference? Path difference is written in terms of theta. But whatever the direction of approach and direction of receding away, scattering of the particle, scattering of X-rays, like this, 2d sin theta. For maxima, we find out the intensity wherever the scattered or diffracted X-ray is maximum. Wherever the diffracted X-ray is maximum. So for maxima, one lambda nh 1, 2, 3. It is Bragg's law for diffraction. It is Bragg's law for diffraction. So we just try to study the scattered X-rays from the arrangement of atoms. Wherever that first maxima of scattered X-ray falls, that is the first maxima. We measure the value of phi wherever the first maxima is there, and accordingly we put the value of theta, because how theta and phi are connected we know. So what we determine by this way? D can be determined. D can be experimentally determined. Once D has been determined, if it was a crystalline solid, and having cubic crystal structure is internal, like different solids are classified into different categories. Simple cubic, body centered cubic, or face centered cubic, that is arrangement of atoms. If I would have had any kind of cubic structure, I require the dimensions of unit cell. What we require? Dimensions of unit cell. I could have easily written the direction of unit cell, A as d upon root h. D is experimentally measured. Interplanar spacing has been experimentally measured by this diffraction formula. By measuring, lambda is known to you, only theta has to be measured. For measuring theta, what do we measure? Phi. We measure phi. This is the formula. I have given the complete derivation. So that is how D is determined by Bragg's diffraction formula. From Bragg's diffraction formula, D is determined. In the first chapter is also important concept of reciprocal lattice. This Bragg's diffraction formula which I have written 2d sin theta is equal to L lambda, and your 2 theta plus phi was 180 degrees. Phi is measured. This is also written into this format. 2k dot g plus g square is 0. Here this formula is also written into this format. 2k dot g plus g square is 0. Same formula is written into this format also. How Bragg's diffraction formula is written in terms of 2k dot g plus g square is 0. What is g? G is called reciprocal lattice. G is called reciprocal lattice. G is called reciprocal lattice. और ये देखो तो कैसे था, ये हमने सर्किल बनाया. This any atom, this is coming any X-ray with Ki. Ki आया, ऐसे चला गया, सब रेडियस है. If I will consider elastic scattering, all of them Ki and Kf magnitudes are all same. तभी वो थीटा सेम होता है. Ki is this. These are scattered. That is Kf. This is Ki, Kf. This is Ki, Kf. और दोनों के डायरेक्शन में लेंगे Ki माइनस Kf. ये ऐसा होगा आपको. दिस विल बी योर Ki माइनस Kf वेक्टर. और G वेक्टर देखो Ki माइनस Kf is in the direction of G. G is perpendicular to both of them. Ki माइनस Kf. अब इनको हम प्लेन में अगर हम यहाँ रेसिप्रोकल लैटिस कहीं बनाए, दिस विल बी और जस्ट होल्ड ऑन. व्हाट इज द रेसिप्रोकल लैटिस? दैट इज व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू. दिस इज G. Any reciprocal lattice to this G. So K है, this is K, reflected is K dash, reflected is K dash. K dash minus K is in the direction of G. K dash K plus K dash minus K. Yeah, we just hold on. K dash minus K is G. ये G ऐसे होगा. K dash minus K is a reciprocal lattice. So K dash becomes. I'm just built up this reciprocal lattice, and magnitude of K dash is same as. Magnitude of K dash is same as magnitude. Okay. That is how it is coming. This is what is an atom scattered along this direction. This angle may be your theta. This may be a plane. K dash minus K. Whatever the K dash minus K net transfer of momentum is in the reciprocal lattice G. I'm just going. Concept of G reciprocal lattice is diffraction plane. That gives you the diffraction plane. So K dash minus K is G. K dash becomes K plus G. जिस भी डायरेक्शन में स्कैटरिंग हो रही है. सो ये हो गया आपको K डैश स्क्वायर इज K स्क्वायर प्लस G स्क्वायर प्लस 2 K डॉट G. K डैश स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू K स्क्वायर. तो ये हो गया आपको गुड. इट बिकम्स 2K डॉट G. G स्क्वायर इज 0. दैट इज हाउ दिस होल कुड बी रिटन. अभी यह कॉन्सेप्ट बता रहा हूँ आपको. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस K डैश माइनस K. सेम लॉ हैज बीन रिटन. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू डेमोंस्ट्रेट दिस सेम लॉ. Whatever is the net change of momentum, it was the atom is stationary. Atom is stationary. One atom I have said. That is how the X-ray has come, hit the atom, and X-ray has been scattered. So net transfer of momentum is what? K dash minus K. It is in the direction of G. That is the concept of reciprocal lattice. I am just going to build up. ये मैं समझाऊंगा what is this, but ये समझ लीजिए K dash minus K क्या होता है? G. In the direction of G. So K dash square becomes K square plus G square plus 2K dot G. Collision is elastic. What? Elastic हो गया. What is in the elastic collision? Kinetic energy is conserved. Kinetic energy is conserved. What is kinetic energy of incidental part? Has to be the final of the XRH. PF square by 2m. 2m cancels out. So it is simply nothing. Ki square is P is H cross K. It is Ki square is Kf square. तो हमने इसको कहा K, इसको कहा क्या? K dash. K dash is the scattered. So हमने ये कहा K square was K dash square. That is what I have used. So it becomes, this formula becomes 2K dot G plus G square is 0. ठीक है भाई? 2K dot G plus G square is 0. This angle is theta. K हमारा क्या होता है? What is K? K क्या होता है? 2 pi upon lambda into unit vector K. K is 2 pi by lambda into unit vector K. Good. G क्या है? What is G? G 1 by D. D is the interplanar spacing. It is 1 by D and is normal. That is G. K dash minus K के डायरेक्शन में होता है. This is G. ये लिख दिया मैंने इसको. I'm just rewriting. Try to understand what is reciprocal lattice. Reciprocal lattice is a concept to explain the diffracted particles from the atoms. Whenever the diffracted or scattered particles have to be plotted, for describing this we have evolved the concept of reciprocal lattice. And concept of basic thing in reciprocal lattice is volume of the reciprocal lattice is 1 by reciprocal of the volume of the original lattice. Is 1 by volume of normal lattice. Volume of reciprocal lattice is 1 by volume of normal lattice. Good. So what is the dimensions of normal lattice? यूनिट सलाफ है. नॉर्मल लैटिस हम कैसे लिखेंगे? इन टर्म्स ऑफ ए बी एन सी. व्हाट इज द वॉल्यूम? वॉल्यूम इज नथिंग ए डॉट बी क्रॉस सी. Volume of reciprocal volume of the normal lattice is what? A dot B cross C. A is along x axis, B is along that is what is the unit cell, any unit cell. अभी बताऊंगा. If it is a cubic lattice then its simple volume is A cube. अगर क्यूबिक हो गया तो what is the volume? A cube, क्योंकि एक हो जाएगा आपका AI, B will become what? BJ, C will become what? CK. A dot B cross C will become simply A cube. So concept of reciprocal lattice, physical interpretation of reciprocal lattice is why reciprocal lattice has been, why this concept is being made. Reciprocal lattice gives you all diffracted planes. Whenever the diffracted particles, जैसे यहाँ से hit किया, hit करके जहाँ जाएगा, whatever plane they will be focusing, that plane is the reciprocal, that is the plane of reciprocal lattice. ये reciprocal lattice का plane होगा, that will be plane of reciprocal lattice. So in order to give you the scattered, all scattered particles or diffracted particles, we have evolved the concept of reciprocal lattice. And basic thing is how I am going to devise this. Volume of reciprocal lattice has to be volume of normal 1 by reciprocal of normal lattice. So इसके लिए the unit dimension becomes A star. I will say basis vectors A star, B star, C star. A star, B star, C star are the unit. Are the basis vectors for the reciprocal lattice. Okay. So what is the volume? Volume of reciprocal lattice. It will be A star dot with B star cross with C star. Good. That is one. And this has to be 1 by times of this. 1 by times of this. So that is how they are defined. A star is B cross C divided by A dot B cross C. B star has to be C cross A divided by A dot B cross C. C star has to be C cross A cross B upon A dot B cross C. Good. Very important concept I am telling. सबको मालूम है 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda. ये लिख दिया मैंने आपको, but it is written into this format. इसका derivation कर दिया मैंने 2k dot g square is 0. सिर्फ I am going to interpret g. What is g? और इसके लिए ये लिखा था k dash minus k was in what direction? In the direction of g. K dash minus k. So I have to just understand g. What is this? Understand हो जाएगा. ये लिखना है बस. Justification of this I am giving. Otherwise result I have already followed. That is diffraction. Is this? They are the. अगर हम ऐसे ले लेंगे, then this is normal lattice. ये जो normal था, normal ये जो लिखा था. This is represented by T is represented by LA, MB plus NC. It was a normal lattice. It is a translation vector which is responsible for normal lattice. ये T था हमारा. ये normal lattice था. Reciprocal lattice is represented in terms of G. It is represented in terms of G. अब हम LMN की जगह कुछ और बोल दें, क्या बोल दें इसको? हाँ? क्या कहते हैं? L dash बोल देते हैं. L dash A star plus M dash B star plus N dash C star. That is how G will be written. That is how G is written. L dash A star, M dash B star, N dash this star. And value of G, वहाँ पर what is the interplanar spacing here? यहाँ पर interplanar spacing था हमारा A upon root L square plus M square plus N square. Here magnitude of G जो है, it is nothing 2 pi by D होता है. What is magnitude of G? वैसे तो G वेक्टर नॉर्मल की तरफ होता है. It is 2 pi by D, where D was interplanar spacing of the normal lattice. That is this. G is 2 pi by D into N. So G is simply 2 pi by D. तो ये सब कॉन्सेप्ट करने से the distance turns out to be G is dimensionally is equal to 1 by D. Good. So if I will write that, it will convert into that particular thing. I close at this. I will resume from the same in the next class. But that is important. 2k dot G plus G square is 0. I have concluded the class. We will meet tomorrow, and I have introduced the crystal structure. I will be proceeding further for the crystal structure in the next class and move over something new. Phenomena used in determining the crystal structure is Bragg's diffraction formula. Correct? There is a phenomena, diffraction or scattering has been achieved by Bragg's diffraction. Now what is this? Instrumentation. Instrumentation. What instruments we use to view the crystal structure? Instrumentation. Use electron microscopes. What do we use? Electron microscopes. electron microscopes, and subject is electron microscopy. How many microscopes you are familiar in from your background? सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप, सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप देखा ना, सिंपल क्या होता है सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप में? व्हाट इज द मैग्निफिकेशन अचीव्ड इन सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप? सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप, कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप, दो तो सब लोग दुनिया जानती है ना, सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप. व्हाट इज द मैग्निफिकेशन ऑफ दीज माइक्रोस्कोप्स? 10,000. 10,000 तो मैंने तो नहीं सुना किसी कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप का कुछ भी. हवाबाजी भी नहीं है आपको तो यार, बेसिक भी नहीं मालूम है आपको, लगता है 12वीं क्लास का भी ध्यान नहीं है. कंपाउंड का कितना होता है? 289 होता है, एक का होता है आपको. अगर आप सिंपल भी देखेंगे, सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप जो सिंपल लेंस होता है उसका कितना होता है? 17 टाइम्स. मैक्सिमम दैट कुड बी 17. 1 + d/f होता है, 1 + d/f. f इज द फोकल लेंथ, d इज द डिस्टेंस ऑफ लीस्ट विजन. d/f की दैट वैल्यू कैन नेवर बी मोर देन 17. जो लेंस मेकर्स वगैरह जो यूज करते हैं, दैट सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप इफ आई कॉल सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप, सिंपलेस्ट माइक्रोस्कोप जो सिंपल एक लेंस होता है, दैट इज हैविंग मैग्निफिकेशन ऑफ सिंगल लेंस. Single lens, it is having magnification, maximum value of that magnification is 17. Good. Compound microscope में क्या होता है? दो लेंस यूज होते हैं, दो, and you know magnification is increased, multiplication, magnification is multiplied. दो अगर लेंस यूज कर लिए मैंने मैग्नीफाई करने के लिए, तो m1 into m2, net magnification is m1 into m2. If 3 lenses are used, m1, m2, m3. So compound microscopes are having magnification of approximately not more than 289. Maximum magnification of compound microscope is 289. That is 10⁻². Of the order of कितना? 10⁻². So अगर हमें कोई एटॉमिक डायमेंशन की चीज करनी है 10⁻−10 की, तो कितना कर देंगे इसको? 200. 10⁻8 का डायमेंशन कर देंगे मैक्सिमम, 100 टाइम्स. मैग्निफिकेशन कैन बी डन बाय योर कन्वेंशनल कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप विच इज यूजिंग व्हाट? क्या यूज कर रहे हैं उसमें? लाइट वेव यूज कर रहे हैं. ऑप्टिकल माइक्रोस्कोप, दीज डिवाइसेस वर कॉल्ड व्हाट? ऑप्टिकल माइक्रोस्कोप्स. ऑप्टिकल कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप, सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप, दे आर यूजिंग व्हाट वाज बीइंग रिफ्लेक्टेड और रिफ्रैक्टेड. दीज माइक्रोस्कोप्स आर आल्सो रिफ्लेक्शन टाइप और रिफ्रैक्शन टाइप. दो तरीके के हो सकते हैं आपके, रिफ्लेक्शन टाइप और refraction type, based on the reflection of waves or refraction of the waves. Waves means what waves? Light waves were being used. Light. So conventional microscopes, whose great limitation I have told you that their magnification is subject to the maximum of 10⁻². I have just said everything. Now I am not talking time. For me number is not important. 289 or 17 times. Definitely I have given the exact data. So it is 10⁻². Conventional microscopes are having magnification of 10⁻, order of 10⁻², and they are using what? Light waves in reflection type or reflection type. Light wave is falling on them, it may be reflected, then reflection kind of devices may be their magnification, or it could be refracting type. Two kind of these magnifications are there. Light wave is being used. Why the wavelength of light? 4000 angstrom to 7800 angstroms. And magnification power is also depending upon inversely proportional to lambda. Magnification of microscopes is also inversely proportional to lambda. Definitely beta by alpha also है ना. Magnification is the final image subtended by the image subtended at the eye divided by final image, angle subtended by the final image divided by angle subtended by that beta by alpha. That can be written in terms of angles, can be written in terms of wavelengths. It is inversely proportional to wavelength. So conventional light microscopes are having large value as compared to X-rays, or as compared to certain other things, electrons. It is having large value of wavelength. So that is why their magnification is restricted, 10⁻². Good. Magnification is inversely proportional to lambda. So if I have to see the details of the crystal, dimensions of the crystal is of the order of angstroms, you know. Interplanar spacing is less than 1 angstroms. Interplanar spacing is, many of the crystals it is less than 1 angstrom. That is why we are zeroing out on X-rays, because for diffraction, what phenomena I was using in this Bragg's diffraction formula? Diffraction. And for diffraction, the dimensions of the obstacle must be same as the things being resolved. So we are replacing now conventional light by electrons. What we are doing, if I want to reveal the finer details of anything, finer details of the atomic structure we want to find out, then we will be replacing the conventional light by the beam of electrons. And electrons are having any value of wavelength. क्यों? इलेक्ट्रॉन की वेवलेंथ कैसे फिक्स कर सकते हैं हम? उसकी एनर्जी पर फिक्स कर सकते हैं, लैम्डा इज h by root 2m. So this electron microscopy is conventional source of waves, for example light waves, optical microscopes, conventional source of waves, for example light waves in case of optical microscopes is replaced by, यहाँ पर स्कैनिंग जो करी जाती थी डिवाइस की, that was done by your light, here it is replaced by beam of electrons. Wavelength of electrons could be h upon p, h upon root 2me. हमने आपको कैलकुलेट कराया था, अगर E is equal to 54 EV, then lambda turns out to what? 1.66 angstroms. For example, so energy can be changed by changing the energy, wavelength can be changed. So this wavelength of the electrons is of the order of this, and X-ray is lower wavelength than that. X-ray is also lower wavelength than that. But in electron microscopy, what I am replacing? I am replacing the light from the beam of electrons, replaced by beam of electrons. So that will give you large magnification. They will give you the magnification of the order of 10,000 to 3 lakhs. Here magnification achieved is x into 10,000 to x into 300,000. इतना मैग्निफिकेशन अचीव हो सकता है. This is the magnification achieved by electron microscopy. And electron microscopy, I am replacing the beam of light from the beam of electrons, and I can achieve this 10,000 to 300,000 times. That is the main advantage of using the electron microscopy. Good. So what kind of crystallographic informations we will have? We will talk. So ये दो तरीके की होती है इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी, टू काइंड्स. ये समझने की कोशिश करो, पहला लॉजिक समझा दिया पूरा इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी. अभी एक कहूँगा, एक 10,000 की, एक 3 लाख की है. एक का मैग्निफिकेशन 10,000 है, एक का मैग्निफिकेशन 3 लाख है. ये एक है ट्रांसमिशन इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी. Both of them are electron microscopy. Basic principle is same. That means for getting the crystallographic information, which information? Crystallographic information. I will elaborate what is this crystallographic information. I am going to elaborate the word crystallographic information. Morphology. अभी कहूँगा आपको morphology. Texture determination, different kind of crystallographic information. So all crystallographic informations are had by what phenomena? Electron microscopy. And I have told you why electron microscopy is far superior technique than optical microscopy. क्योंकि optical microscopy का limitation बता दिया, 10⁻² ऑर्डर का चाहिए मुझे. Only magnification achieved is 10 raised to power 2 because conventional beam of light is being used whose wavelength is 4000 to 7800 angstroms and magnification is inversely proportional to lambda. So हमने light electron, so both of them will be using the electron beams. Electrons wavelength can be changed. Electron wavelength can be regulated by choosing their energy. I can have 10,000 to 3,000. So transmission electron microscopy, दोनों का फंडामेंटल डिफरेंस समझना. अभी एग्जाम में पूछा है, हाउ डज ट्रांसमिशन इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी डिफर फ्रॉम स्कैनिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी. इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी बोथ ऑफ देम आर इलेक्ट्रॉन. कॉमन चीज बता दी मैंने, बेसिक प्रिंसिपल बता दिया. कन्वेंशनल लाइट इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय बीम ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर हैविंग मच लेस wavelength as compared to your wavelength of light, therefore magnification rises many times. So यहाँ पर focusing के लिए that I try to understand other points also. Transmission electron microscopy is scanning electron microscopy. Scanning electron microscopy is advanced. तो इसकी magnification 3 lakhs times है. इसकी magnification 10,000 तक हो सकती है. 300 से लेकर 10,000 तक मैक्सिमम हो सकती है. 300 से x इंटू 300 टू x इंटू 10,000. यहाँ पर x इंटू 10,000 से तो स्टार्ट होगी आपकी, से लेकर x इंटू 300,000 आएगा. दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग. इट इज सुपीरियर. स्कैनिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी पार पार ये जाएगा मैक्सिमम कहाँ से, 300 से शुरू होते हुए 10,000 तक जाएगा. 300 में निपटा दिया मैंने आपको ऑप्टिकल माइक्रोस्कोप्स. ऑप्टिकल माइक्रोस्कोप्स मैक्सिमम मैग्निफिकेशन इज रेस्ट्रिक्टेड टू 300. All the range I have given magnification 300 to 10,000 is transmission electron microscopy. More than 10,000 magnification is achieved by what? Scanning electron microscopy. Good. What is scanning electron microscopy and what is transmission electron microscopy? Both of them are using the beam of electrons on any crystal. Where these beam of electrons will be falling, what are they used for? They are used to find out the informations, crystallographic informations in some solid. And in crystals, atoms are arranged in well organized order. So I am basically, it will happen what? Electrons will collide with the atoms and electrons will be scattered. Scattered beam I will call is transmitted. It is transmitted beam. Beam will be transmitted from the crystal. जो निकल गई crystal में, from crystal sheet, and whatever is passed, that is called transmitted beam. Some specimen is there, beam of electron is made to incident on that, and whatever the beam coming out of the specimen, that is called transmitted beam. Good. So जैसे K आया, वहाँ पर हमने भी कहा था, एक्सरे बनाया था ना. K is the incident electron wave vector, K dash is the scattered electron wave vector, K dash minus K will be G or whatever will get. So transmission, that is called transmission. Whatever the electron beam is coming, the specimen has been transmitted, electron has been made to fall on that, electron interacts with the atom and electron is scattered. Same electron is scattered. Good. Scanning electron microscopy is little more advanced, and that beam is focused. Whatever the beam which is scattered, whatever the beam of electron has been scattered, that is brought to focus in the transmission electron microscopy. So basic principle was beam of electron was passed through a sample and a beam, transmitted beam is focused by the help of what I am going to focus now, electrons. So now I will not use the conventional light thing that for focusing I can use the lenses. Here magnetic lenses are used. What kind of lenses I will be using for getting the transmitted beams? Magnetic lenses. Magnetic lenses are used for focusing the transmitted electron beam. Transmitted electrons is being scattered. So by knowing the transmitted beam, K dash मालूम पड़ गया मुझे. But what angle? K dash vector मालूम पड़ गया. At what angle? At what energy? Energy is h cross square K square by 2m. Energy क्या होगी बीम की? Scattered beam. H cross square K square by 2m. So at what angle it has been scattered, angle of scattering can be measured, theta. By measuring angle of scattering, कैसे आया था, what is the angle of scattering? Electron has been scattered, that theta can be measured, d can be determined from that. By knowing angle of scattering, d can be determined. 2d sin theta is equal to L lambda. For first maxima, maximum intensity of scattered beam. So those kind of things can be used from transmission electron beam microscopy. That is, electron beam is passed to the sample and transmitted beam is focused by the help of magnetic lens. How does it differ from scanning electron microscopy? In scanning electron microscopy also beam of electron is passed through the sample, and this beam of electron scans the whole specimen, and what happens, secondary electrons are ejected. Try to understand the basic difference between that. Same electron may be with the reduced momentum k dash or k dash vector may be the elastic collision, then it is same magnitude as k dash, only direction is changed. Good. So in the transmission part, beam is transmitted, k dash vector I am getting, k vector I knew, momentum मालूम था मुझे, k मालूम था, k dash निकाल लिया, direction निकाल के हमें, magnitude is maybe same, only direction undergo change, direction of the scattered beam is changing. Here what? Incident beam of electron interacts with the atom and knocks out another electron. So देखो क्या चाहिए objective, what is the objective in scanning electron microscopy? Higher magnification than the conventional transmission electron microscopy. Higher magnification is desired. So lambda will be further small. Lambda will be further small, correct? Lambda of the incident beam has to be further small. How lambda will be small? High energy, correct? Higher energy electron than whatever I was using in transmission electron microscopy is used in scanning electron microscopy, correct? So for scanning purposes, I am calling scanning. Their concept was transmission. Beam was transmitted from the specimen and transmitted beam was being brought to focus by the help of magnetic lenses and all those kind of things. And वही same formula 2d sin theta is equal to n lambda. I was trying to get the details. Magnitude of k dash was same as k. So only thing what I need to measure, theta, angle of scattering. वो हमने कर लिया था. In scanning electron microscopy, because my aim was to get the higher degree of resolution, I am developing an advanced technique over the transmission electron microscopy, and I have got the formula before me. Lambda is inversely proportional to E. Lower the lambda, higher will be the magnification. I am choosing higher energy beam of electron. So this higher energy beam of electron, once it is made to incident on the any crystal, what it happens? It interacts with the atoms of the crystal and knocks out electrons. The electrons which are knocked out, they are called secondary electrons. क्या कहते हैं? Secondary electron. वहाँ पर कुछ नया नहीं हुआ, वही electron, same electron is scattered. That is why transmission electron microscopy. In scanning electron microscopy, different electron is knocked out. Secondary electrons are knocked out and they are being monitored. They are brought to focus. So whom I am going to focus now? Scattered electrons, that is secondary electrons. So here it is mapping is done, scanning is done of the secondary electron. So incident electron interacts with the atom and knocks out the secondary electrons. Good. So secondary electrons will have further less energy, तो घट जाएगी उनकी. So they will have higher resolving power, higher magnification power than that. So this is scanning. It is called scanning. That sample is scanned by the incident electrons and secondary electrons are knocked out. Good. Secondary electrons are knocked out and now we focus the secondary electrons. Basic difference मालूम है? What is the basic difference between scanning electron microscopy and transmission electron microscopy? Is a superior technique than that. I have given you the basic principle behind both of them. I have explained. आप इनको पढ़ सकते हैं जाके. अब आप इनके there are crystallographic informations. मार्फोलॉजी माने क्या होता है? सरफेस फीचर्स. क्या होता है मार्फोलॉजी? सरफेस फीचर्स ऑफ क्रिस्टल्स. सरफेस फीचर्स में क्या है? रफ है, rough, smooth. Then cracks हैं कि नहीं, whether they are cracks, having cracks or not, cracks, defects, morphological information we get, then we get your अदर क्रिस्टलोग्राफिक इंफॉर्मेशन, उसको क्या कहते हैं, व्हाट है, जिसमें हम इंटरप्लेनार स्पेसिंग भी फाइंड आउट, स्पेसिंग, इंटरप्लेनार स्पेसिंग और वर्ड यूज करते हैं. मॉर्फोलॉजी इज द वर्ड फॉर सरफेस फीचर्स एंड 3 वर्ड हैं इसमें. इंटरप्लेनार स्पेसिंग इज spacing, scattering angles and all those things. They are all crystallographic informations we get by these crystals. Surface features of crystals, rough, smooth, cracks, defects, interplanar spacing. That's it. वगैरह निकालते हैं. This is obtained from Bragg's law. देखो भैया, ये ध्यान रखना है क्या कर रहे हैं, ये कोई लॉ और नहीं है. दे आर नथिंग बट द इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन. दे आर इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन. मेन फार्मूलाज रिमेन्स एंड थ्योरी रिमेन्स स्टिल the same. Good, that is what is your. इसमें भी मैं 2 और बताऊंगा. I will tell you 2 other things also. Morphology and 2 other words are used. हाँ? Bracket planes नहीं भैया, इसका what is the morphology words in geology 3 वर्ड यूज होते हैं. Geological information is there. Morphology है, उसको क्या कहते हैं, what are the words are called? They are not. I will tell you. Physically we require only D. That is the parameters. I will tell you what is. Name. 1 word substitution. समझ रहे हैं? IAS का एग्जाम है, ध्यान रखना. IAS का एग्जाम अंग्रेजी का भी एग्जाम है. ये मत समझना कि लैंग्वेज गुड लैंग्वेज इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. It is as much as the exam of good language also. Whatever I am trying to see in my mind, that is not coming. भूल गया हूं मैं. 2 शब्द जो है ना, क्रिस्टलोग्राफी, मॉर्फोलॉजी एक वर्ड है, ऐसे 2 वर्ड और भी है. दे आर यूज फ्रॉम एक्सरे. जो लिखता है मैं उसी को नंबर देता हूं. राइट टू अंडरस्टैंड. किताब में लिखे हुए नहीं मिलेगा आपको. यू विल नॉट गेट ऑल दोज थिंग्स रिटन इन ए बुक. आई हैव फिनिश्ड.